Hello again, everyone. Today we got another obsolete model kit, 1/35th scale, the Submersible Exoframe NSTS-EXO. And Moderoid is part of the Good Smile company, and there's a little blurb about the actual thing. So it's an underwater one. Okay, unfortunately they don't date their stuff. Obsolete is a YouTube original animation. You can watch it for free. Check it out. It's not very long. I wish it was longer. Anyways, you might want some glue, but in general it's all friction fit. And still, I don't see a date. This is a small model, it looks like. Pretty small box. Okay, nothing else in there. What is this? Oh, those are the smallest instructions. Or what? What's going on? Why are there two? Yeah, that's what I was thrown off. They look identical. Two identical, so I got an extra instruction sheet. So the first one is your standard Exoframe that comes with all these obsolete kits, and then the rest is tacking on to that thing. That's what makes it a submersible one. So taking only 2 pages, this would be a really easy build. Alright. So you got your standard woman. This is your standard runner for all of the obsolete kits. So you always get this girl. But see, this being the diving person, you're gonna have a person with a like a scuba mask on. So that's what I'm gonna put into this, and it's a different gray. Okay, so as usual, I'm gonna I also have some extra pieces I'm gonna put on that I had laying around from another model kit. These look like toe rings, or lift up rings. They're not. Anyways, we'll see what happens. I'll see at the end if there are any problems. here we are. It was a pretty quick build, but you know, I've come to realize that the renderings from the cartoon show a lot more detail than the model kit. I almost wish they had a different rendering, you know, that actually looked like the model kit. Like, you don't have all these tubes running through the joints. They just skipped all that, you know, try to make the joints stronger, I'm assuming. So, it's just something to be mindful of. Anyways, let's get this stopped here. Alright, well, standard exoframe stuff here. The top here, it can pivot a tiny bit before it collides with the, you know, the back. I didn't trim off the tab or anything like that. It's just the way it is, so not much torso up and down. The arms, though, you can obviously see it hinging there, the shoulder, but the shoulder will actually go up as well, as you can see here, but the roll cage does get in the way. And then you have the split peg there, so you can rotate both sides, the one in the shoulder and also the bicep as well. But do be mindful, they're very tight and only half of the ball is holding the peg, so I've sheared one off before. So you gotta be really mindful. You really don't want to play with these, I think. You just want to find the right pose and then just leave in your display cabinet. The forearm is just a peg as well, and so you can bend it much more than 90 degrees there, because there's nothing really getting in the way. There we go. And then obviously you can go the other way as well, a bit unnatural, but either way. Okay, and then the hands are just kind of like wavy open hands on both sides, and those are just a peg, so they just rotate around. Okay, so this upper torso does peg into the bottom part here, as you can see, and then this thing can rotate, this like drive wheel, and then you have the same joints here, so you can rotate the legs. Actually, I should show it while it's on the thing, so you can see where it limits when it collides. So going back, yeah, you can go pretty much flat. The front, though, you're going to collide with this thing, of course. Still pretty good. And then, since it is a hinge, you can splay out the legs quite a bit, right, like that. Okay, and then so the thigh will rotate on the other side of that hinge peg ball. I'm not sure how you would pronounce that kind of joint or what it's even called. And so here we just have a hinge, a pin, so it just goes up and down. I try to push them together as I twist because they will become gappy. So the leg will actually bend back pretty far. Right? That's much more than 90 degrees. And then henceforth the front probably go pretty far as well. This flipper though does you know, cause some issues, but well, yeah, alright. Anyways, I don't push it because it's weird to have the leg bend that far forward anyways. Okay, and so there's a half joint that you peg into this, which is part of the shin, and so that allows the flipper to come all the way down like that, which is good for swimming poses. The only issue is this flipper collides with this gray here, so you can't really bend it upwards, which is a problem about finding the balance point when it's standing. But the flipper is on a peg just like the regular feet, so you can rotate them and get them flat. But like, it's really hard to actually have it stand in a neutral position because it's so back heavy, as you can see. And I didn't even put the pilot in. Speaking of which, this door here will open up. You can't use the lady. Her arms are specifically meant to hold that control mechanism, so she can't fit in this. So I just have this guy painted in blue. And oh, look at that. Oh, maybe I wasn't supposed to glue that in place. I did glue it in place already, so or maybe I could just get him in there and never have the guy come out again. That's interesting. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna get that guy in there right now, so alright, well, don't glue that in place. It's a little piece, as you can see, the seam right there. So yeah, alright. But once you close this, it's really hard to open. It's a nice tight fit being a plastic panel, but it is really hard to open. You gotta really grab at it. I'm afraid of breaking something like this in particular, so as soon as I can't get the guy in there, I'm just gonna leave it shut. Okay, it's interesting. It's got a little snorkel, you know. Snorkel and a scuba tank. It's an improvised underwater submersible, so quite interesting. And then these parts are extra, as I showed before. All these light parts are from a resin model kit. So the only issue is can't really stand the guy, and there's no like peg hole for the bottom here. Yep. So I'm not sure how you're gonna pose this guy. You know, this all you can really do is just pose him really far forward, I guess, like this, and there. Nope, even so, or get the arms really far forward. So he's like a hunchback of Notre Dame here, Notre Dame. Yeah, see, it's already wanted to fall over. Oh well, I guess I'll probably just have to poster putty the thing to an acrylic disc. In fact, let me do that. So as far as extra bits go, you know, you got the guy, you got the girl with the standard mount, you got 2 standard feet, and then you have 2 extra ball joints, which do come in handy. As I mentioned, they do break. Alright, is that slow? No. There we go. So yeah, just some acrylic discs and poster putty, and that's how it's going to have to stand. So here's a base exoframe. I did add this little part from a different model kit though, and so you can see how the girl rides the thing here. Here's the U.S. Marine Corps prototype Gavial, and it's quite armored up. Again, this one will stand on its own, but I just find it easier to have these acrylic discs. And then this is the Outcast Brigade. I don't actually remember what the robot is called, but it's part of the Outcast Brigade, the sniper one. And I repainted the body of this because I found the raw plastic a little bit weird looking. So, yeah, interesting little sci-fi mechs. I rather like them. They're really small. They're easy to build, not very time consuming, only a few hours. Even less if you ignore painting them and weathering them. So, I recommend them. Unfortunately, Obsolete never really went anywhere, so it's unfortunate the show didn't carry on. But it will carry on in plastic form like this model kit. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next model kit build.